Arlynn here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I am finally coming to you to make this patriotic wreath, you guys. I've been a bit of a procrastinator when it comes to making this wreath, although I am not a procrastinator ever in my life. But wreath making is not necessarily something that I love to do. I love the outcome, but I don't love the process. And I don't know why that is. Probably because I've made many wreaths in my past. I cannot tell you the last time that I really purchased a wreath, other than I will purchase like a boxwood wreath like I worked on last week and just put the bow on it. But if I want a decorative, like a front door wreath or a wreath for any of my doors in the house, that, the inside of my back door for my family room door here, the inside of my garage door, of course, any outdoor wreaths, I usually make them. I make deco mesh wreaths, I make burlap wreaths, and I make grapevine wreaths. That's pretty much my three types that I make. I do tend to make them similarly because I've tried to do them differently in the past and I don't like how they turn out. So I will be making this wreath pretty much in the same way that I make all my other wreaths. And actually it's a pretty easy way to teach and for you guys to learn, especially if there are new wreath makers out there and are just coming to want to learn how to make a big, bold, yet easy kind of wreath. I think this might be the wreath for you. So I wanted to let you know that I will be coming back later in the week to tell you about our Memorial Day weekend and share some pictures of Maverick with you. But I had promised you that I would do this wreath this week. So this is the first thing I want to do this week so I can get it out to you guys. All right. I hope you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Today is literally Monday, Memorial Day, when I am recording this, and it is a rainy, yucky day. So I'm really glad that we went ahead and had our cookout and everything here with Maverick and the kids over the weekend. So I will share lots of pictures and stories with you in my next video, probably combined with a little bit of an outdoor patriotic, if you will, tour where I end up hanging this wreath and a couple of other things that I'll do out there. So anyway, without further ado, because I am making a funky bow, a 9-loop funky bow in this video. So I want to go ahead and get started so that we're not here forever and a day watching me put together this wreath. So let me go ahead and turn my camera and we'll get started making this wreath, and I'll tell you all the parts and pieces and everything that goes along with it once I get my camera turned. All right, I'll be right back in just a second. Good to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of your comments on my last video. Thank you. And I will be doing a weight loss video. I wanted to tell you that, to kind of give you a day in the life and so on and so forth. Probably next week, at the end of next week. As I said, this week we'll do an outdoor tour. Early next week, I'll probably put up a patriotic home tour indoor, patriotic home tour, and then I will do that weight loss video for you guys, and then probably take a few weeks off. Okay? All right. I'll be right back in just a second. All right, you guys, I'm back. Before I pull my camera down so you can watch me do this bow, I wanted to show you that we are making a grapevine wreath. This is a 24-inch grapevine wreath round. I believe it was $9.99 from Hobby Lobby, and they don't really go on sale, so we paid $9.99 for it. It is a large oval shape. The thing with grapevine wreaths that you will find is sometimes they are thicker. It's thicker on that side than it is on this side. So, you just kind of have to look at it and see which is the best way to hang it. It's not always going to be, there's not just a pat top or bottom or side. So take a look at your wreath. Make sure you like how it looks and how you think it's going to look when it's hanging on your door or wherever you're going to hang it, and go from there. For this, I decided to put the larger part of the grapevine, if you will, the wider portion, if you will, over here, so that I would have some place to put this sign. I am going to go ahead and glue this bottom corner of the sign on But if you can see, let me pull this up a little bit. Right here, I have this tied on with a tie wrap like this. And all I did was weave it up through the grapevine and then weave it back down and then tie it in the back so that this sign will stay nice and snug on this wreath. And I'm going to be making a swag before we go to put it on the wreath. I'm going to be making part of it anyway. And it is going to, the bow is going to be here, and there's going to be greenery going out one side and greenery coming down the other. And then I'll show you what else I'm going to do. But I did want to show you about the sign, and I am going to glue it here too, hot glue. And I have my hot glue gun warming up now. I am going to glue that on. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can go ahead and do that. Just put a little dab will do ya here and get that just glued right on there. You can see I went ahead and decided to go ahead and put another tie wrap on this side. It just didn't want to glue on there right. So I'm like determined to have it sit right there. So I just put another tie wrap around it just like that. And trust me, these tie wraps are going to disappear. You're not going to be able to see where I have it tied on. And it just didn't want to glue on there. It might stay eventually, but if it doesn't, it's okay because it's stuck on, or it's tied on with the tie wrap, and I know it's not going anywhere. All right, so I did get the sign from Amazon, by the way, and I can put a link for it in my Patriotic Amazon storefront box. So I will do that. All right, now let's get started on this bow here. As I said, I'm going to make a 9-loop funky bow, and I'm going to be using this ribbon, and I did get this ribbon from perpetualribbons.com. So if you guys want to go there and check out her ribbon, she's got some beautiful ribbon. So that's what I'm going to be using today, and as I said, I'm going to be making a 9-loop funky bow, so I have 9 strips of this ribbon. I do not want to make it out of different ribbons. I want this to be I just want this bow made out of this one flag ribbon because I think that is going to pair beautifully with this sign. So as you can see here, I have 9 strips cut at 22 inches long, and I'm going to start creating this bow. And I want to fold the first strip in half, and I want to go to about 6 inches on my measuring tape, and I want to pinch it together. And I want to go to that back tail, and I want to twist that to the right side. Now you're going to see that the stars are going to be going this direction, that direction, every direction. It doesn't matter to me. That is not going to bother my eye if the stars and stripes are going in different directions. 6 inches. I will say that when I add the ribbon in though, I really want the stars to be on the right-hand side. I don't know why, for some reason that makes my eyes happier. And, you know, even though they will look mixed up and switched around and whatever, in the end, as I'm making the bow, I want them, that's how I want them faced. Each time I add a piece of ribbon to the mix here, add a loop to the mix, excuse me, I might have to turn it, and I switch the directions of the loop. And this time I put it up from center. Let's pretend my thumb is the center of the bow. And I go to that back tail and I twist. So I've got one up, one down, one up. Next one is going to go down. Again, I'm going to, before I add it into the mix here, I want to make sure that those stars are on the right-hand side. And as you can see, it is going to make for a very pretty, more structured, if you will, bow in a way, even though the tails are going to be going every which way but loose. Okay, here we go with our next. Again, switching directions of that loop every time, even if I have to turn it to make sure that those stars are on the right-hand side of the loop, so to speak. Go to that back tail and twist. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up now very quickly, and I will be right back when I add my tails. All right, each time I go to 6 inches, this time I'm going down, making sure the stars are on the right-hand side of the bow. Okay, be right back. Okay, there you can see that I've got all of my ribbons added in to the mix. Okay, now I have 2 more pieces of ribbon that I want to add in, and each is at 25 inches long. And what I want to do is I'm going to add them in with the right side up. And now I need to look at it and see how I want to do this. Do I want to have the stars like opposing one another like that? Or would I rather switch it around and have the stars, oops, right side, falling the same? And I think I'd rather have it like that. I don't want them opposing one another. So that's the way I'm going to add them in. As you can see, I cut one piece of ribbon at 50 inches, and then I just added them in right side. And then I had to cut them because I couldn't, you know, if I left it one piece, definitely stars would be on one side and stripes would be on the other if I used the tails. So here we go. And I'm just going to tie this together with a tie wrap, twisting, going around and twisting the bow and twisting the pipe cleaner. And there we go with our 9 loop funky bow. Now I'm not going to do a whole lot of fluffing here because I am going to be putting it on I'm going to be manipulating it a lot. I'm going to be tying it on a swag that I'm just fixing to make here, and then we're going to be tying the swag onto the wreath. So let's get my swag pieces up. So that turned out really pretty, huh? Look at that. That's going to make a really nice big statement on this wreath. That is going to be beautiful. All right, let me get my swag accents out here, and we're going to go make ourselves a swag. Hang on here. The first thing we're going to start out with are 2 hanging swags. And I got these from Hobby Lobby. I've had these in my garage forever, so I did not go purchase these. I'm sure if you wanted them, you could find them at Hobby Lobby, and they do go on sale every other week. So I'm going to take the ends of these and I'm going to put them together like that. Okay, then next I want to add this little piece of jasmine. This is just, I got this from Amazon, and I will link this too. And I only have one. I don't have a bunch of cups of it. Hang on, I'll show you. Okay, this is tied together, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So I want to put 3 this direction, and I want to put 3 this direction. I want them a little closer to one another, like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tie wrap, and I'm going to tie these together like this. A couple of tie wraps, and tie everything together just like this. Well, I call these tie wraps. Somebody yelled at me one time because they're not tie wraps, they're cable ties or zip ties. I don't know why I call them tie wraps, you guys. That's just something I've always said. Okay, I'm gonna use a couple of these. Tie wraps, zip ties are my friend when I go to make a wreath, you guys. I am telling you one thing. I use a ton of zip ties, as you will probably see here. I don't know how many I'll use in this, but we'll see. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut down these stems so that they're not in our way on each side. I also have my snippers linked in every description box of every video I ever put up. These things, Chris got me these for Christmas one year. I have two pairs of them. They are phenomenal. I have arthritis in my hands a little bit, you guys, and I can utilize these with no problem and cut pretty much everything, unless it's too thick, of course, then, you know, I would have trouble. But yeah, I just wanted to mention those to you while I'm at it. Now, this white jasmine will, you know, just fall to the background pretty much. And you'll see what I do when I go to put this on the wreath. But you can see where I'm going with this. Next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and attach my bow to this. And I'm not going to use the pipe cleaner to attach the bow, you guys, because I just don't feel like it's as sturdy as it is when I go ahead and take another tie wrap and feed it through the back of the pipe cleaner, between the pipe cleaner and the bow, which is a tight fit because I do tie it tight there with the pipe cleaner. You can see why I didn't do a lot of fluffing, huh? And then I want to go ahead and tie this bow on to this swag. And I do there we go. There we go. Okay, now next, again, it looks like a hot mess right now because it is a hot mess right now. So let me pull my wreath frame down here and I will show you how I'm going to attach it to this wreath form. Attach the whole spray to the wreath form. By the way, I got this easel from Hobby Lobby. It's meant to hold up canvases. And Chris actually screwed that screw in the top there, as you can see here, so that I could hang my wreaths on here. This is adjustable. These go on sale every other week at Hobby Lobby as well. So just to let you know about that. Okie dokie, here we go. Now, what I want to do is I want to set this swag onto this wreath. Let me turn it around here, hold it up, and see where I want my bow. Which is right about there. Now, what I'm going to do is I am, again, as you can see, I'm really manipulating that bow out of my way. I'm going to take some tie wraps and I'm going to pull, just weave them into the grapevine and up and around this swag, and I'm just going to tie this whole swag onto this grapevine wreath with the tie wraps. Excuse me, cable ties or zip ties, for goodness sakes. I am going to tie it in a few different places so that I'm sure it doesn't come off. So that's 2 places there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it back up on the easel, and then I will show you what else I'm going to do. There will be some other places where I want to tie some of the greenery to the grapevine form, just to hold it into place, but I can't do that until I have it hung up. So let me do that and I'll be right back again in just a second. Okie dokie. So there, and I will get back to the bow in just a second. But there you can see, I just love the way this looks, you guys. But I do not want all this greenery hanging down, of course, in front of my sign. So what I want to do is turn it a little bit, and I want to just take a little tie wrap and tie some of these green pieces very gently onto this grapevine wreath form. Just by weaving my zip tie through and just by catching a little piece of it. And the zip tie will disappear, but the greenery will be held in place a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then these. Okay. Okie dokie, there we go. I'm liking that a lot. And I just want to kind of pull these and bend these down and around just to kind of make them follow the wreath form. And I may tie some of these down, but I may not. I may like them to be a little bit wispier like that. I kind of like that. And then down here, I'm liking how that is looking on the bottom. So you can see, so far, so good, I think. I'm really not gonna do that much extra with this more, but first thing I wanna do is do some fluffing on this bow. See if we can make it look a little better. These I want to hang down like that. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, that's good for now. I'm liking that. What is that hanging down there? Ooh, give that a little push. Next thing I want to do is, y'all remember these? I'm going to cut these apart a little bit, and I'm going to be adding them in to either side of center here. And we'll see what I come up with, and then I will glue them into place. So let me get these cut up a little bit. Do I want to put one in the middle? I may. I want to glue one kind of right here in the middle. I think that would be pretty. Okay, now I'm just gonna start playing. So I know I'm gonna get quiet on you guys. So I am just gonna start, and I'll probably put y'all to some music while I work here, but you can see what I'm doing. I think that is going to do it, you guys. I really wanted to follow the shape of the wreath form. I love it. I think it looks good. Okie dokie, so that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. You can see how it follows the shape of the wreath form. I love it. So I need to cut down my tails or cut them up a little bit, and I need to glue all these roses in. So let me do the gluing here for just a second. And again, we'll go back into fast motion and I'll get this stuff glued on, and then we'll cut the tails and see how this thing looks. All right, let me put my camera down and we'll cut up these tails, and we're gonna call that done. We're gonna call that done. I love it. What do y'all think? I'm gonna cut these tails up a little bit, but I think that is pretty. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The only thing is I can see maybe up there might need one more rose. There. And that's it. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my camera down and we will cut up some of these tails. In this case, sometimes I will do dovetails, but I sometimes like the ribbon to come down a little bit and really kind of make a pretty good long statement, because they probably will be blowing in the breeze a little bit. So let's go about there and then a little bit longer here. And that's it, you guys. They will blow and, you know, separate and be pretty out there. But that's it, very structured. I love it. I think it looks really pretty, and I think it pairs beautifully with that sign. Oh my goodness. I just love the red and the white with a touch of blue in this one. And notice I did have some of these other roses out here, but I'm not gonna add them. I think that the Patriotic roses are just lovely, are really just super pretty. And I don't think that I need any more. I do have 2 more roses left, and I could add them in just to fill in a little bit over here. And that's it, y'all. Okie dokie, I'm back. Well, to say that I am relieved and happy with how this turned out would be an understatement, you guys. I have been stressing over doing this wreath. I don't know why. It's been a long time, I guess, since I've really done a wreath. So, you know, and it's not for the faint of heart. to start on a wreath like this. It is a little bit of work, you know, and a lot of up and downs, and you know, I'm so much better physically, so that's probably why I haven't made a wreath in a while, because just the act of standing up and sitting down and moving around and turning and twisting was difficult for me before I lost this weight. You know, I still have more to lose. I'm not saying I'm done by any stretch of the imagination, as I will tell you about next week. But I've lost 79 to date. So I'm going to take it. And being less than 79 pounds really makes a difference when you're doing stuff like this. So not that this is arduous work, but when you're concentrating, I really have to concentrate and think about these things. My brain hurts when I do this, along with my body used to. But today I'm doing great. So anyway, I'm very happy with how this worked out. I'm not going to show this to you on my front door yet. I will wait until later in the week, and we'll hang this up and do just a couple of other things out there I will show you. And that'll be it. I'm waiting for a flag to come in. I ordered a flag, and I don't know whether it will be here. I'll show you a picture of the flag that I've got coming. But I've got a beautiful flag coming that is the Virginia flag, a cardinal, and the American flag kind of combined into one flag. It's a beautiful flag. I paid like $40 for it, so but it is really pretty. And I'm hoping it comes before the end of the week, but I doubt if it will. So if not, I'll put something else up in its place and just, you know, explain that that flag will be coming. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I really want this to be a standalone video for you guys so that you don't have a lot of other superfluous stuff in here. So if you want to come here for a patriotic wreath tutorial, that's pretty much all you'll get. So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping in here again today. Thank you in advance for all of your wonderful comments. I very much appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate all of your support, your loving comments, your positivity. You guys are the most positive group of people I know. There's so much negativity nowadays, and I try to keep that away from my channel. I don't need negativity on my channel, and I thank you guys for helping me to keep this channel positive and upbeat and happy, you know? So anyway, I'm going to go into my final words. Please do subscribe if you haven't. I would very much appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button, click the like, and click the notification bell, and then click all when you see the little menu come up. It's free. It's free to subscribe, and I would really appreciate it. It would help me out a lot. But for those of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you. Helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. See you later in the week. Bye-bye.